Hey there, hope you're having an amazing day today. I'm all about the truth. Even when it comes to myself and who I am and what I've done, and then what I'm going to do about it. Because it's easy for me, maybe for many of you, to see the problems or the things in others. But do we ever take the time to go, what about me? Like, what is my part in this? Or what did I do? And how can I make amends? My mission, my purpose that was shown to me years ago, which I come to realize was purposely created for in this life since I was a child. But the downloads, the information, the visions, the clarity came to me very clear years ago. And that was to what God said to me, save him, save the world. To me, I knew exactly what that meant, because there were those that had fallen, the perception of fallen, had ventured out into the void, the nothingness, the emptiness, the dark, alone, cast out of heaven. The story of Samael, which is where you get the devil. Same thing. The story that I was shown is true. There's also another twist to it that was hidden from me on purpose, because I wasn't ready for it. But now I am. So is the world. So here we go. The Gnostic texts have a lot of truth in them, the absolute truth, which is why they were oppressed, hidden, and burned. And most of them didn't make it. I said on this channel in a video, I don't remember, a while ago, about Mary Magdalene being the true power, being the wise one, being the energy, being the one that understood the truth and the one that was connected to God. And that's true. Jesus was the figurehead, the one outside doing all of the work. She was the power behind the power. And they worked well together. And that's true. And there are more people talking about it now. And the story of Sophia is coming up a lot, because Sophia, from what the understanding that I've recently gained and now clearly understand, was the mirror of God. See, when God separated from itself a part of itself, it created Sophia and God. When I went back to God, there was a mirror, and it was me. And I realized that I am God, and I embody that energy in the feminine form. Sophia then created man. In the Bible, it says God created man, yes. But God was a female. Her name was Sophia. She created man. The man did not create the woman from his rib. That's a part of the indoctrination of the church, of the masculine-driven society. That was a control mechanism. A lot of the things that you have understood or perceived to be true actually are not at all. And that truth is coming to light now. What did happen is Sophia created man in order to create life. And that was the goal, so that they could procreate, because God is God. God is an energy. Sophia is directly connected to Source on both sides of the spectrum, meaning father and mother, because those are two different perspectives needed. Sophia is a little different, though. That's what most people are connected. Sophia is God, a mirror of God. I and God are one. Jesus understood that because Mary told him, because she knew that. Jesus reached enlightenment, reached God through her. She was the gate. She was the portal. So is Sophia. Sophia created this serpent-like man and casted it out of heaven. Hence the story of Rashael or Samael being cast out of heaven into the void. And then from there, Samael or the devil or Beelzebub or whatever mask and whatever name from whatever lineage, from whatever line, from whatever lifetime you want to look at, that energy created the material plane. It created the material plane and then decided it wanted to be God. I've talked about this for years. And it is true. More and more people are talking about it now. Thank God. Because now it's becoming more digestible for people to understand. Why? Because even though you might believe in angels and the devil or other entities, when you see them for the first time, a lot of people will deny it. They'll freak out. Their walls will come up. So we give things in little pieces, digestible downloads, and send it out to the masses. That's how you create massive change. You don't create massive change by going out and doing talks or retreats or other little things like that. Yes, that's an integral part of it, but if you want to change the trajectory and the mindset of the masses, you do it on a mass scale with downloads. Once you realize the truth, once you have the understanding, if you're a big enough power, you send those downloads out, and then you watch those downloads come into fruition, come into the material plane, materialize, manifestation process. Sophia, which I realized because the big problem has been the predator-prey, empath, narcissistic cycle, where one chases after the other, one globs onto the other, one harms the other. One thinks it's God over the other, the narcissist over the empath. That's the male-dominated, toxic male-dominated system. In order to undo that system, in order to undo that belief system, which is what it is, and when I went into the mind of the entity that believed it was my God and I belonged to it, I had to understand it. How can I heal something or undo the binding, the spells, all of the things that kept us stuck in that dynamic if I don't go into it and understand it? If I run from it, it chases. That doesn't work. You have to go right into it. If you're a real healer, you're not charging thousands of dollars for people to come to your retreat and kumbaya shit. No. If you're a real healer, you're dealing with this shit on a daily basis. You're undoing and healing bonds that have been toxic for generations, greater than generations in some cases. But in order to do that, you have to understand the other side of the story. How are you going to help the devil if you get him out of that devilish mindset of domination, control, enslavement, harm, hurt, war, division? How are you going to get him out of that dynamic, that mindset, if you don't understand where did that mindset come from? What are you going to do, just cast him away again? Guess what? That didn't work, did it? That just pissed him off and made things worse. So what we've learned is to understand why he did what he did. Because the one that created him, Sophia, left him, abandoned him, sent him into the void, alone, as an infant. That's tragic. I'm going to cry, to be honest with you. What would you do if you were cast out of heaven, you were cast out of your home as a child and left to fend for yourself? You'd be pissed, hurt, angry, revengeful, all of it. How can I hate that man, those men that embody that energy? Have they done bad things? Yeah. But so did she. She didn't provide the love and the foundation that a mother is supposed to provide for her children so they can flourish and grow. She instead left him to fend for himself. And then you sit there and wonder why these narcissists do what they do to you? That's why. Because the truth is when you show them unconditional, pure love, which is what I have had to do, which is how I defeated the devil. And I didn't even need to defeat him. I just needed to show him, I love you. I see you, and you're forgiven, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I left you and you had every right to do what you did to me. And you come to an understanding that's coming to the table. It's understanding the other perspective. Godless and God. Why? That's why. How do you take something that's so divisive and so broken and bring it back? You have to go to where they went. And I did that with these men. As I met them in different avatars, the same energy. I showed them God. I showed them pure love. I showed them light. And I forgave them, and then I forgave myself once I fucking realized what I had done. I created this mess. So I have to undo what I created. And now these men are flourishing. These energies, these narcissists are coming out of it and realizing I'm worthy of love. And as feminines, need to create a loving foundation and find a way. You have to find a way. Sometimes that means showing them and then pulling back and leaving the situation for a while. And then 2 years have gone by. And you reach out and you say, okay, I understand now. And thank you, because if you wouldn't have done what you did, I would have never evolved to this point. So I love you for that. And then they see that in return. Who heals the worst of the worst? Who gets us out of this dynamic? I don't want this shit anymore. So I'm going the other way in every single person that I've dealt with in this narcissistic empath dynamic. I'm going back to, and I'm apologizing, and I'm telling them that I love them and that they're worthy of love, and thanking them. Because Sophia stayed up high next to God while she watched the material plane go to shit. Extreme positive, then extreme negative. It doesn't work. I mean, it creates polarity, extreme polarity, and hatred. Get the fuck down here. Get the fuck down here and get in this shit. And fix it. And raise them up. Love them. Not just a conditional love. Truly love them. By loving yourself first. We all played a role in this. We all played a part. You have to be willing to look at your part. You have to be willing to say, I did that, and I'm sorry. And now I want to change it. Will you work with me? Can we work together? Can we find a middle ground understanding through love? I see your point of view now. I see where things went wrong. Now, do you see mine? Unity, union, togetherness will take us into a whole new universe, a new family dynamic. This is not a good family dynamic. There are no families out here that have good family dynamics. But these two have to come back together and heal this and create a new family dynamic for the whole world to see. To use your gifts and abilities to help everyone. Not use your money to buy things, that's okay to buy things, but I'm just saying to amass massive things. Use your money, use your abilities, use your psychic gifts, your healing abilities to truly heal people, to truly bring them out of this poverty, this lack, this fear. This was a hard one, but I'm glad. Because when you remember the truth, you face the truth, you understand it, you accept it, then you can change things. We just have to be willing and vulnerable. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I hurt you. All of you. I didn't mean to. And I'm gonna fix it all. That I promise. And I love all of you very much.